So U.S. consumers believe the economy is in a recession. Americans' assessment of current economic conditions have hit the lowest level since 2020. What happened in 2020, people? Late 2019, early 2020, COVID showed up, right? So if we're at that level, this is the warning shot. Does not mean anything to most of you probably, but in your daily lives, you're already experiencing all of this, okay? Because the Federal Reserve is one thing, Washington is another thing, elections are another thing, politics is another thing. Well, we all have accounts. We all know what we're spending. We all know what's coming in. We all know what our income is. We all know what our expenditures are. Well, the American public thinks differently than Washington and the Fed does. And this is also in line with levels seen during the 2008 financial crisis. Here comes another warning shot. Again, does not mean this is going to happen, but does history repeat itself? I'm going to say this a lot today. Does history repeat itself? Is it different this time? I'm too old to say, to convince you all that history does not repeat. History does repeat because the world is run by humans who make the same mistake over and over and over, although it's short term, right? But now, if one of these events takes place and you have learned from your past experience how to take advantage of it, that's gold, right? That will set you up in life forever. Over the last 50 years, whenever the difference between the present conditions and expectations hit at least 30 points, and we're going to look at the chart in a minute, the economy was in a recession, not is, was in a recession already, or is going in a recession, right? It's now at 30 plus points as seen in the chart. Consumers, and they finish with always this one-liners that I know I cannot do better than this, right? It's condensed. It's everything that I want to convey to you, and then that's why I'm a member. I mean, these people have become my Bible, really, because I am trying to explain or come close to condensing a complicated subject as this into 10 sentences. I don't know if they use ChatGPT or not, but I don't care. I like it. I'm going to keep using them, and you guys will see a lot of it. So I highly recommend you guys go. And I have no affiliation with the Kobesi letter. If they do watch this, hello to the Kobesi letter. I think it's amazing. So here's the chart. Picture's worth 1,000 words, right? Americans think the economy has fallen and won't get up. Now, that's a joke, obviously. 6 months change in Americans' assessment of present situation, less expectations. Okay, so let's look at this chart. The zero line, as you guys can see, is in the middle, right? In 1980, when you have that dip, jagged dips, right? Those are all recessions, and we all know what kind of damage it could cause. And in 1980, we had a recession, obviously. In 1990, we had a recession. In 2000, we had a recession. We know the dot-com bubble. That's that third jagged V kind of a thing there. In 2008, we know, and that was a prolonged one, actually, because of the great financial crisis. It just it took a while to clean up that mess with TARP and ZERP and all that goodness. And look at the 2021. When was that? That was the pandemic, right? And the whole economy shut down. But we had a very short-lived recession and a ridiculously strong bounce because the Fed printed $8 trillion and put it into the economy in everybody's pockets. Now, here's the warning shot. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. But if every time this indicator gets to a negative 30 and it touches it and goes under it, within 6 months from then, there will be a recession. And since the market is a leading indicator, these are all laggers, but market is always a leading indicator. Market is always 6 to 8 months ahead. That's why I'm being really cautious with my trading. And I'm not anticipating it. When the market sells off, it will sell off. I'm not going to guess when. I'm not that good. If anybody says they are, good for them. But what I'll do is I'll read all these tea leaves, and then I'll try to time it to a point but I'm not going to guess it. If I guess it, I'm just going to blow my account. So, and now we're touching 30. So, I don't know how many of you are in the chat, but put it in there. Do you guys think the economy is already recession? Are you already in a recession? Or have you been in a recession? Have you been struggling? Because you represent the American public. Washington doesn't represent the American public. They just talk out of their ass to get elected again and again and again. And I don't know, but we depend on these people. We send them our tax dollars, right? So you have to listen to the macro. Are you already? And that's the first warning sign. So to me, I talk to, I mean, as you guys know from the other channel, I talk to a lot of people. I don't like what I'm seeing, but then maybe I'm just kind of surrounded with that vibe that I can't see anything out of it. Well, no, I think I'm able to separate this picture from what's happening because drivers are not the only people I talk to. I have a wide circle of friends who we talk about these things, and even the well-to-do ones are seeing some signs of cracks. Even the well-to-do ones have maxed out their credit cards. So I'm just seeing this picture that is kind of pushing me towards my bias more and more. And it's a matter of time, I'm saying. So if you agree, you agree. If not, put it in the chat. I will answer all the chat questions or comments.